The Story of Noisome Mist, Chapter 2, Part 7. Part 7. Change of Plans. Standing in the pouring rain and sheltering Noisome Mist, Luna realizes how vulnerable this strange little mare is. I see now that I was wrong with that, I said to Tyler. Mist needs more help, and Tyler is part of her journey now. He is a bit of a wise pony at times. He represents abuse of authority. And now, I know his heart, and he will guide her as well. Luna thinks to herself. He will be passing through this way just as I raise the moon. This will still work out well, though I am not looking forward to the smug comments he will undoubtedly come up with. Luna mused with dismay. The rain stopped just as the sun set, the sky above the Everfree cleared, and Princess Luna raised the moon. Folding her wing back, she watched as the sleeping Noisome Mist changed from her misty white, immaterial form and took on a darker, bluish tint and became solid. "Where do you come from, little pony?" Luna whispers to herself, genuinely fascinated by Mist. Sopping wet and looking nothing like a princess of Equestria, Luna hears the rattling and creaking of Tyler approaching with his pole cart, following the same path Mist had followed half a day earlier. Thinking of her appearance and Tyler's personality, she sighs to herself. Well, might as well get this over with, she mumbles to herself as she trots off to intercept him. Tyler is surprised to see Princess trotting up the path to meet him, even though in the moonlight he can see her usually majestic form looks disheveled. Coming into the glow of the lantern hanging from his pole cart, he sees his first impression was more than correct. Luna looked like she had spent all afternoon in the downpour. Leaves stuck to her midnight blue coat. Her billowy mane and tail were damp and drab. Her iridescent wing feathers were sorely in need of a polish. Luna watched Tyler's ears snap forward, and he cracked a mischievous grin. "Oh, pony, here it comes," she thought. Wow, Princess Luna. It was a rough afternoon, or a really killer party. Tyler asks, his false concern blatantly obvious. Why is he always like this? Luna thought. He's really going to love what I have to say next. Tyler, she says, sounding resigned, I was wrong about Mist's need for help. Tyler's expression changed, and he looked at Luna with a false astonishment. Opening his mouth to speak, Luna cuts him off while thinking to herself, I'm seriously going to have to open a can of Dreamtime pony wop on him soon. Before you say anything you may regret, Tyler, please listen. I spent the entire rainstorm covering Noisome Mist with my wing to keep the rain off of her. She's having a bad time with it. Luna looked at Tyler. His whole expression changed, and Luna knew his wisecracks just vanished. I want you now to help her, guide her, tell her about Ponyville and types of ponies. She really doesn't know about things around here. Can you do that? Tyler stares at Luna with an open expression, concern showing through as his eyes begin to glisten. Trying to hold back tears, he answers, I think you already know the answer to that question. Tyler loses his battle to hold back his tears. Luna sees this but says nothing. It continues. I will hold you to your promise to avoid the subject of her abilities, though, and still tell other ponies about her unless it's unavoidable. And don't tell other ponies unless it's unavoidable. Okay? Tyler nods in agreement, unable to speak at the moment, overcome with emotion, thinking about Noisome Mist. Play your cards close to your heart, and I don't think you can make a wrong decision. Keep her safe, and if she asks about me, use your best judgment. She is sleeping just down the path and will awake at your approach. Take care of her and enjoy the evening. With that, Luna turns to walk off into the forest. Tyler finally finds his voice and says, Luna, I'm sorry for my, you know. Luna stops him with a look. I like you and enjoy your personality. She pauses. But then the same mischievous smile which he had greeted her. She finishes. Sometimes. Tyler walks off down the path, scanning the moonlit forest for Noisome Mist. The ever-free forest is a creepy and somewhat dangerous place on the best of days. On a moonlit night, it was downright scary. Walking along, Tyler lost his fear now, only thinking of finding Mist. Mist is awoken by the sound of rattling and creaking wood. Remembering the rain, she looks up to see the moon glowing brightly in the clear sky. Springing to her feet, she returns to the path and looks toward the approaching sound. She sees a swinging light and the shadowy form of a pony pulling something along behind it. Passing in and out of moonbeams that made their way through the forest canopy, her heart skipped a beat and instantly filled with joy as she recognized the scent of fresh hay. It was Tyler, and it was nighttime again. She could travel with him. She pranced lightly up the path to meet him, calling his name. Tyler sees Mist pop onto the path, spot him, and come prancing to meet him. Tyler, I'm so happy to see you, she says, looking behind him. What is that? You build something new? It's a pole cart. Lots of ponies have them, so we can take things along with us. I use this one to carry my tools and spare wing parts in field repairs and adjustments. Tyler thinks back to Luna's words. She was right. Mist does need his help. Mist realizes she's getting distracted again, just by listening to Tyler talk about things she doesn't understand, and forces herself to concentrate more on important questions. Tyler, I need to ask you something, she says, gently rubbing her cheek against his shoulder, breathing in his delightful scent. 2 nights ago I was sleeping on a ridge, and some pony came and stood beside me. They left an arrow scratched in the ground, pointing me to where I saw you flying. Was it you? Before he could answer, she adds, Oh, and who is Luna? A realization dawns on Tyler. Some pony was pulling strings from behind the curtain. She was probably still close, so he decides to test his theory. He begins to answer Mist's question. First question, no, it was not me. The first time I met you were singing a lullaby to me, where I crashed. To answer your second question, Luna is a real meddling show pony of an equestrian princess. As he speaks, an iridescent blue glow begins to form around his left ear. His ear begins to get pinched and pulled downward, bringing his head with it. Mist looks at him and tilts her head questioningly, wondering what's happening. Tyler continues, Who you are lucky enough to have looking out for you is a great honor. The pinch and pull of his ear vanished, confirming his suspicions. Luna was still close and listening. He adds more to his answer. Who should be home working on her princessly appearance. And thank you. Mist looks at Tyler, not following all of his answer. So who could have been with me 2 nights ago? She asks again. If I had to guess it would have been Princess Luna, Tyler clarifies. She likes to work in shadowy ways. It's kind of charming, he adds for good measure. That makes sense, Mist says. This afternoon it rained and I was caught in it. It was horrible. It was tickling all the way through. Mist stops herself, looking at Tyler, at a loss to how to continue. Tyler sees the same look in her. The same look in her beautiful blue eyes. The look of some painful secret she was afraid to share. Mist collects her thoughts and finishes. I do not like the rain. Luna came and covered me with her wing, keeping it off of me. Did she say anything? Tyler asks. She said rest. That's all? He asks. Mist says, yes, that, and her name was Luna. Then I fell asleep. I woke up hearing you approach. Tyler and Mist look into each other's eyes, the flickering lantern on his pole cart adding a feeling of warmth to the moment. Tyler seeing an incredibly sweet and mysterious mare who had saved his life. Mist seeing a handsome and magical pony who could fly and heal himself. Before Tyler could get completely lost in her gaze, he speaks up. I'll tell you what, pretty filly. He stops, realizing the generic turn of phrase he uses with mares he doesn't know was no longer appropriate for use with Mist. She meant something to him. She meant a lot to him. He stumbled over his false veneer and well-practiced social indifference. He decided to just be himself. He let down all his defenses and relaxed. Mist taking a deep breath, he starts again. Gently, he says, Mist, I can tell you're not from around here. You came to help me, even though I didn't know who you didn't know me. I am very honored to call you my friend. Mist's heart began to melt listening to him. In all her memories she could not find of anything to compare with that, what she was feeling. Having a true friend was more than she expected it to be. Tyler continued. Tonight, as we walk along together, I'm going to tell you all about Ponyville and what to expect before we get there. He had Mist as a friend. She thrilled at the word. She finally had a pony friend. She listened intently as they walked along, keeping close to Tyler's just to feel the warmth radiating off of him as he pulled his cart. Tyler told her of the 4 types of ponies. The unicorn ponies, with their horns and talent of magic. The Pegasus ponies, with their wings and how they controlled the weather and seasons. Earth ponies, who tended the land, growing food and encouraging life to thrive. And finally, the alicorns, with their horns and wings, the royalty of Equestria, uniting and protecting every pony. How Princess Celestia raises the sun every day, and how Princess Luna raises the moon every night. At this, Mist looks at Tyler and says, the one who saved me from the rain, she can raise the moon? Yes, says Tyler. She is the mare of the night. She can even visit a sleeping pony's dreams and help them understand things that may be troubling them while awake. Mist thinks of her dream when she saw things as Simon, how that dream had taken away her sorrow that was misplaced due to her misunderstanding of what had happened. She smiled to herself, developing a stronger liking for Princess Luna. Walking on, Tyler tells her of Canterlot and Ponyville, and many other great places in Equestria. He was starting to tell her of some of the history of Equestria as they began to leave the ever-free forest. They both noticed a horrible odor at the same time. A dark form moves across the path in front of them, blocking the exit from the forest. A low, familiar growl reaches Mist's ears as glowing red eyes froze both of them in their tracks. Mist instantly recognizes it as the same type of wolfish monster that she had encountered before. Only this timber wolf was larger. She looked to Tyler, who is standing stock still and visibly trembling. He was harnessed to his pole cart and would have no chance of escape. Looking back to the evil creature and menacing monster, Mist sees it gathering itself for a charge. Noxious saliva dripping off pointed teeth of wood, eyes glowing red, and the low growl of a pitiless killer made Noisome Mist react without hesitation. She launched herself at it, for if not, it would surely tear Tyler apart. Tyler sees the timber wolf block the path. A cold shock of fear floods through him, and he freezes, trapped in his harness, before he could even speak to warn Noisome Mist of the danger. She was already in motion. Things were happening fast. Mist was in a full-out run at the beast, her head and neck lowered, her ears pinned back. Tyler realizes she knew he was trapped. She was protecting him. Just as Mist reached the timber wolf, it reared up on its hind legs, jaws gaping wide for a lunging attack. Tyler could do nothing, could not even watch. He clamped his eyes shut and turned his head away. He heard the wolf roar. It must have dove for the kill. Tears formed in his eyes, and he began to sob. He was blindly reacting for the release strap to his harness so he could run when he noticed a sudden silence. There were no sounds of tearing or growling, no scream of pain from Noisome Mist. Just silence and stillness. Slowly, Tyler turns his head back to where Mist and the timber wolf would have met, and cautiously opens his eyes to look. He sees no carnage, no heart-rending sight of a monster standing over a pony in triumph. What he sees makes no sense to him. The timber wolf is just standing, looking at Mist, the red glow gone from its eyes. It looks mild, non-threatening, bathed in the silver light of the moon. Tyler finds his harness release and pulls it, dropping his cart. He runs toward Mist as the timber wolf walks off into the forest, seemingly in a bewildered state. Noisome Mist lunged for the monster before it could decide to attack Tyler. She had experience with one of these things before. Although it was smaller than this one, she hoped that the result would be the same. She concentrated becoming immaterial as she lunged for it. The timber wolf reared up on its hind legs and roared as she reached it. Leaping, Mist passes through its massive form. The effect is the same. Power and energy exploded into Noisome Mist as she passed through, only it was much more than the smaller one. Incredibly raw and fast, a euphoric feeling infused Mist. Building in her chest, surging through her bones, she tries to withstand it. She loses all perception of her surroundings. She could feel her heart beating hard. She concentrated, but the feeling of euphoria kept growing, consuming her. She struggled against it, It wasn't pain, it wasn't even discomfort. It felt good, and too much all at once, like the rain. She could not stop it. She could not escape it. Even her bones felt like they were swarming with it. She could fight it no longer. Her heart was pounding. Her concentration ended. She relaxed and fell into the euphoria as she felt her heart pound one last time, then stop. Tyler reaches Mist, who is now standing with all four legs braced. She is now a misty, translucent white. He can see through her to his surprise as he watches her. She is visibly struggling with something. A mark on her flank that looks like a falling comet begins to glow an ice blue, just the same color as her eyes. "Mist, are you okay? What's happening?" he meekly asks and gets no response. He raises a forehoof to touch her shoulder. His hoof passes right into her only with the feeling of coolness like a heavy fog in the morning. Tyler withdraws his hoof with worry and steps back a little. Concerned for his friend, she is now standing with her head held low and at an odd tilt, her misty legs braced and noticeably shaking. "Come on, Mist," he says. "Whatever you're fighting, you can beat it." Tears still in his eyes. As he watches helpless, a new light blue glow begins to form through her misty white body. With a shock of disbelief, he realizes it's her bones. Mist's skeleton is beginning to glow an ice blue and starts swarming with millions of tiny, brighter sparks. The sparks race randomly around her bones, increasing their ice blue glow. The glow gets brighter. The sparks of light swarm in a frenzy. She makes a strange sound. Mist, I'm right here. I'm not afraid of you. I'm not afraid of you. Miss Tyler sobs. Please fight it. I don't want to lose you. The glow vanishes along with the view of Miss Skeleton. Her misty white body takes on its bluish hue as she becomes solid, staggers a few steps forward toward Tyler and collapses to the ground at his hooves. "Oh no, oh no, oh no," Tyler cries, the tears stinging his eyes. He is well aware Mist's actions were to protect him. She had saved him again, but at a terrible cost. He lays down beside her and places his head against her side, listening and feeling. Noisome Mist's heart is still, and her side does not rise and fall with the breath of life. Tyler breaks down into a crying, sobbing mess, wishing things were different, wishing Princess Luna had still been there and watching, but most of all wishing Mist would open her eyes, smile at him, and sing her sweet lullaby. Don't shed a tear for me. I stand alone. This path of destiny is on my own. Once in the hands of fate, there is no choice. You'll echo on the wind. You'll hear my voice. Some choose to fall behind, some choose to lead, some choose a golden path laden with greed. Saddens the noble heart that makes you strong, and in that heart are with you all along. The old village lantern is calling me onward, leading wherever I roam. The old village lantern, a light in the dark, bringing me closer to home. So when you think of me, do so with pride, honor and bravery, ruled by my side. When in your memory I will remain, I will forever be within the flame. Now at the journey's end, we've traveled far, and all we have to show are battle scars. But in the love we shared, we will transcend, and in that love, our journey never ends. Don't shed a tear for me, I stand alone. This path of destiny is all my own. Once in the hands of fate, we lose no choice.